The signal came through at 0400 hours. Lieutenant Kira Chun sat up straight in her chair, rubbing tired eyes as the monitor flashed red. The research vessel, Artemis, had been scanning this empty sector for weeks with nothing to show. Until now. "Captain, we have an anomalous transmission," she called over the comm. "Frequency matches no known pattern." Captain Decker arrived on the bridge minutes later, uniform wrinkled from sleep. "Source? Unknown, sir. Signal is weak but consistent." Kira adjusted the scanner. "Wait, I'm getting a ship signature now." The bridge crew gathered around her station as the computer processed the data. The holographic display flickered to life, showing a massive vessel drifting against the backdrop of stars. "That's impossible," Decker whispered. "That's the VSS Horizon." The name hit the room like a physical blow. Everyone knew the story. The colony ship disappeared 75 years ago with 500 souls aboard. No distress call. No debris field. Just gone. "Confirm identification," Decker ordered, his voice tight. "Hull markings match VSS Horizon registry," Officer Patel reported from Tactical. "But sir, that ship was declared lost decades ago." "And yet here it is," Decker said. "And still transmitting." The Artemis approached cautiously. Through the viewports, they could see the Horizon, a kilometer-long vessel designed to carry colonists to distant worlds. Its hull was intact. No visible damage. No signs of battle or collision. "Life signs?" Decker asked. "None detected," Patel replied. "But the ship has power. Minimal, but present. The signal is coming from their main communication array," Kira added. Repeating every 90 seconds, Decker made his decision quickly. "Prepare a boarding team. Full environmental suits. I want to know what happened to that ship." The shuttle ride was tense. Kira checked her oxygen levels twice as they approached the Horizon's main airlock. Security Officer Reeves gripped his weapon tightly. Dr. Malik ran final checks on his medical scanner. "Remember," Decker said through the comm, "we don't know what happened here. Stay alert." The airlock cycled open with a hiss. Their helmet lights cut through the darkness inside. The air was breathable but stale. Emergency lights cast long shadows down empty corridors. "Power levels at 12%, Engineer Torres reported. "Life support functioning at minimal capacity." They moved deeper into the ship. The mess hall was their first stop. Food trays sat on tables. Cups half filled with liquid now turned to powder. A child's drawing pad lay open on the floor. "They left in the middle of a meal," Malik observed. "No," Reeves said, pointing to a chair knocked over. "They left in a hurry." Kira felt a chill despite her suit's temperature regulation. Where did they go? The escape pods are still docked. They found the bridge unlocked. No signs of struggle. No blood. No bodies. Just empty chairs and dormant stations. Kira moved to the communication console. "The signal is still transmitting, but it's not coming from here," she said. "The system is locked in some kind of loop." Torres connected his tablet to the main computer. "Most systems are offline or corrupted, but the transmission continues. That shouldn't be possible with power levels this low." A sudden noise made them all turn. A metallic groan echoed through the ship. "What was that?" Malik whispered. "Just the hull settling," Torres said, not sounding convinced. Kira accessed the ship's log. The final entry appeared on screen, dated 75 years ago. Captain Alana Reyes stared back at them, her face tense with fear. "They're in the walls," the recording said before cutting to static. The lights around them flickered. The signal from the ship suddenly changed its pattern. "It knows we're here," Kira whispered. "We need to leave," Reeves said, backing toward the door. His weapon swung in a wide arc, searching for targets in the shadows. "Not yet," Decker replied through their comms. "Find out what happened to that crew." The lights flickered again. The ship groaned around them like a waking beast. Kira tried to steady her breathing as she downloaded the ship's logs to her tablet. Most files are corrupted, she said. But I found the mission briefing. The Horizon wasn't just a colony ship. It was sent to investigate a signal. Torres cursed as sparks shot from the console he was working on. Something's fighting the connection. It's like the ship doesn't want us accessing its systems. A loud bang echoed from the corridor outside. Metal hitting metal. Then silence. "Reeves, check it out," Kira said. The security officer moved to the doorway, weapon raised. His light beam cut through the darkness of the corridor. Nothing moved. "Clear," he called. Then his body went rigid. "Wait, I hear something." A faint whisper floated through the air. Words just beyond understanding. Moloch grabbed Kira's arm. "We should go back to the shuttle." "Agreed," Torres said, disconnecting his tablet. "We have enough data for now." They moved into the corridor, walking faster than before. Their footsteps echoed on the metal floor. The emergency lights cast red shadows that seemed to move when not directly watched. "The signal changed when we boarded," Kira said as they walked. "It's transmitting faster now." "To who?" Moloch asked. No one answered. They didn't need to. The mess hall looked different when they passed through again. The chairs had moved. Food trays were in new positions. No one mentioned it. "Airlock is 50 meters ahead," Torres said, checking his map. A child's laugh echoed from somewhere behind them. Reeves spun around, weapon ready. "There's no one there," Kira said, but her voice shook. "Move faster," Reeves ordered. They broke into a run. The corridor stretched before them, seeming longer than before. The airlock door appeared ahead, its metal surface reflecting their lights. Torres reached it first, punching the access code. Nothing happened. "It's not accepting the code," he said, fingers flying over the keypad. "Try again," Kira urged. "I am trying," Torres snapped. Sweat beaded on his forehead despite the cool air. The ship's PA system crackled to life. Static filled the corridor, then cleared to reveal a voice. "Welcome home," it said. A woman's voice. "Captain Reyes." The lights went out completely. Their helmet lamps provided the only illumination. "Torres, get that door open now," Kira ordered. "Working on it," he replied, voice tight with fear. Malik's scanner beeped. "I'm detecting movement in the walls. And heat signatures. There's no one on this ship," Reeves said, but he raised his weapon anyway. The wall panel beside them slid open. Inside was a maintenance tunnel, dark and narrow. "There," Torres pointed. "We can reach the outer hall through the maintenance shafts." "It could be a trap," Kira warned. Another laugh echoed through the corridor. "Closer this time." "We don't have a choice," Reeves said. They crawled into the tunnel one by one. The metal was cold against their hands. Dust filled the air, making them cough inside their helmets. "Captain, we're taking an alternate route back to the shuttle," Kira reported through the comm. Only static answered. "Captain Decker, do you copy?" Nothing. They reached a junction in the tunnel. Torres checked his map. "Left should take us to the outer hull access point." As they turned, Kira's light caught something on the wall. Writing scratched into the metal with a sharp object. "They're not gone," it read. "They're still here. They're us now." A hand reached out from the darkness ahead, pale and thin. Too thin to be human. Reeves fired without hesitation. The blast lit up the tunnel in harsh blue light. The hand vanished. A high-pitched scream echoed through the metal shaft. "Move," he shouted, pushing the others forward. "Now!" They scrambled through the tunnel, knees and elbows banging against metal. Their breath came in short gasps. Sweat stung their eyes. "There," Torres pointed ahead. Outer hull access hatch. The circular door stood at the end of the tunnel. Torres reached it first, spinning the manual lock wheel. It resisted, then gave way with a screech of metal. "Get in," he ordered, pulling the hatch open. They climbed through one by one. The space beyond was a small airlock chamber with another hatch leading outside. Equipment lockers lined the walls. Emergency suits hung on hooks. Kira slammed the inner hatch shut behind them. Reeves helped her seal it. What was that thing? Malik asked, his voice shaking. Don't know. Don't care, Reeves replied, checking his weapon charge. Half power left. Torres worked on the outer hatch controls. This leads to the hull. We can signal the Artemis for pickup. Kira's tablet beeped. She pulled it out, hands trembling. The ship logs I downloaded are decrypting themselves. How is that possible? Malik asked. I don't know, she admitted. But look at this. The screen showed Captain Reyes' personal log. Her face looked tired, eyes dark with fear. Day 47 after contact, Reyes said in the recording. The signal led us to them, not the other way around. They wanted to be found. The science team calls them echoes. They exist between spaces. They can move through solid matter. They can mimic us. Something banged against the inner hatch, then again harder. Hurry up with that door, Reeves said to Torres. Working on it, Torres snapped back. The system is fighting me. Kira continued watching the log. Reyes looked worse now, skin pale and stretched too tight across her face. The echoes don't want our ship, Reyes whispered in the recording. They want us, our bodies, our minds. They take us one by one. They wear us like suits. Then they signal for more ships to come. The banging on the hatch grew louder. Metal began to dent inward. Torres, Kira shouted. Got it, he yelled back as the outer hatch finally unlocked. The inner hatch burst open. A figure stood there, wearing a tattered Horizon uniform. Its body was human-shaped, but wrong. Too tall, too thin. Its face was Captain Reyes, but stretched and pale. Reeves fired. The blast hit the figure in the chest. It stumbled back, but didn't fall. Go, Reeves shouted, firing again. They pushed through the outer hatch onto the hull of the ship. Magnetic boots activated automatically, keeping them attached to the metal surface. Stars stretched endlessly above them. The Artemis floated in the distance, its running lights visible against the black. Captain Decker, do you copy? Kira tried again. Emergency extraction needed. The radio crackled. We copy, Lieutenant. What's your situation? Hostile entities on board the Horizon, she replied. Request immediate pickup. Stand by, Decker responded. Shuttle launching now. More figures emerged from the hatch behind them. Crew members from the Horizon, all wrong in subtle ways. Their movements were jerky, like puppets on strings. They're coming, Malik warned. Reeves positioned himself between the group and the approaching figures. I'll hold them off. Get to the extraction point. We're not leaving you, Kira said. Yes, you are, he replied. Someone has to warn command. The shuttle launched from the Artemis, a bright flare against the darkness. It would take 3 minutes to reach them. One of the figures stepped forward. It spoke with Captain Rey's voice, but flat and emotionless. You've activated the beacon, it said. They're coming now. All of them. In the distance, beyond the Artemis, a point of light appeared where no star should be. Then another. And another. What are those lights? Torres asked, pointing at the distant points growing brighter. More of them, Kira realized. The signal was a beacon. A shuttle from the Artemis burned through space toward them, engines glowing hot. Too slow. The figures from the Horizon moved closer, spreading out in a half circle. Captain, Kira called into her comb. Unknown contacts approaching the Artemis. Possible hostile intent. We see them, Decker replied, his voice tight. 5 objects, moving fast. Not matching any known ship design. Reeves fired at the approaching figures. The shots pushed them back, but didn't stop them. They kept coming, their movements becoming smoother, more human-like with each step. The shuttle will be here in 90 seconds, Malik said, checking his wrist display. We don't have 90 seconds, Torres replied. The nearest figure lunged forward. Reeves fired again. The blast caught it in the face. Its features melted away, revealing something else underneath. Not bone, not muscle. Something that shifted and changed like liquid metal. "Run for the extraction point," Reeves ordered. "I'll cover you." They moved across the hull, magnetic boots clunking against metal. The curved surface of the massive ship stretched before them. The extraction point was 50 meters away, marked by flashing beacons. Kira looked back. Reeves fired continuously, backing up as he did. The figures kept coming. More emerged from the hatch. 10, 20, all wearing the faces of the Horizon's crew. "Faster," she urged the others. A warning alarm blared in their helmets. Kira checked her oxygen level. Still good. Then she saw the real problem. The Artemis was moving. "Captain, what's happening?" she demanded. "The unknown contacts are accelerating toward us," Decker replied, taking evasive action. "But the shuttle, still coming for you. Hold position." The shuttle adjusted its course, burning more fuel to match the Artemis's new trajectory. The delay would cost them precious seconds. Torres reached the extraction point first. He activated the signal beacon, sending a bright pulse of light toward the approaching shuttle. "They're gaining on us," Malik warned, looking back. Reeves was only 20 meters behind them now, still firing as he retreated. His weapon beeped a low charge warning. The figures kept coming, unfazed by the hits that would kill a human. "Reeves, hurry!" Kira shouted. He turned to run. One of the figures leaped forward with impossible speed. It grabbed his leg. Reeves fell hard against the hull. His helmet cracked against the metal. "Man down!" Torres yelled into his comm. Kira didn't hesitate. She pushed off from the hull, using her suit thrusters to glide back toward Reeves. The lack of gravity made her movements feel slow, dreamlike. "Kira, no," Malik called after her. She reached Reeves as three figures converged on him. His faceplate was cracked. Blood floated inside his helmet in small red globules. He was still conscious, eyes wide with fear. Kira grabbed his arm and fired her thrusters at maximum. They shot away from the figures, back toward the extraction point. "Shuttle, 30 seconds out," the pilot's voice came through the comm. The lights in the distance grew larger. Not stars, ships, unlike any human vessel. They moved in ways that defied physics, changing direction without slowing. "The Artemis is charging weapons," Decker reported. "Prepare for immediate extraction and jump to FTL." Kira and Reeves reached the extraction point. Torres and Malik helped secure him. "Look," Malik pointed at Reeves' leg where the figure had grabbed him. The suit material was melting away. Beneath it, Reeves' skin was changing, shifting, becoming something else. "It's inside me," Reeves gasped. "I can feel it." "In my head." His eyes changed color. His voice distorted. "Cut me loose," he begged. "Don't let me on that shuttle." The shuttle was seconds away now, its landing lights blinding against the darkness of space. "I can't do that," Kira said, gripping Reeves tighter. "You have to," he insisted, his face contorted in pain. "It's spreading fast." The shuttle hovered above them now, its landing lights casting harsh shadows across the hull. The cargo door opened. A rescue harness dropped down. "Get him secured," Torres shouted over the roar of the shuttle engines. The figures from the horizon were closing in, only meters away now. Their movements became faster, more desperate. "They want the shuttle," Malik realized. "Away to your ship." Reeves pushed Kira away with sudden strength. "I'm compromised." "Leave me. No one gets left behind," she argued, reaching for him again. His eyes flashed with an unnatural light. "That's not your decision anymore." Reeves unclipped his oxygen tank and threw it toward the approaching figures. He pulled his sidearm and fired at the tank. The explosion ripped across the hull, sending bodies flying in the zero gravity. "Go!" he shouted, his voice already changing. "I'll buy you time." Torres grabbed Kira's arm. "He's right." We have to go now. They clipped into the rescue harness. The winch activated, pulling them up toward the shuttle. Kira watched as Reeves turned to face the approaching figures. His movements were different now, less human. Targets closing on your position, Decker warned through the comm. Shuttle, you have 30 seconds to dock. The strange ships in the distance grew larger. They moved in formation now, heading straight for the Artemis. Captain, prepare to jump as soon as we're aboard, Kira called. Already plotted, Decker replied. But those ships are faster than anything I've seen. The harness pulled them into the shuttle. The door began to close. Through the narrowing gap, Kira saw Reeves fighting the figures. Then he stopped, turned, looked up at the shuttle with eyes that glowed from within. He's one of them now, Torres said quietly. The shuttle detached from the horizon and burned hard toward the Artemis. Warning alarms blared as the pilot pushed the engines beyond safety limits. Incoming fire, the pilot shouted. Something hit the shuttle. The cabin shook violently. Oxygen alarms triggered as a breach opened in the rear compartment. Emergency shields activated, sealing the damage. Hang on, the pilot called, throwing the shuttle into evasive maneuvers. Kira checked her tablet. The data from the horizon was still there. Captain Reyes' final log played on the screen. They're not invading, Reyes said, her face now barely recognizable as human. They're harvesting. They take our forms, our memories, our ships. Then they use us to find more. It's been happening for centuries. Different species, different worlds. Always the same pattern. The shuttle reached the Artemis, docking with a hard clang. They rushed through the airlock into the ship. FTL drive spooling up, announced the ship's AI. Jump in 20 seconds. Decker met them in the corridor. Report. Reeves is gone, Kira said. The horizon is a trap. The signal is bait. The ship shuddered as something hit the hull. Breach on Deck C, the AI reported. Unknown entities boarding. We can't let them reach Earth, Torres said. Decker's face hardened. We won't. He turned to the command console on the wall. Computer, initiate Protocol 0. Warning, the AI responded. Protocol 0 will result in complete destruction of this vessel. Confirm authorization. Confirmed, Decker said. Set detonation for 30 seconds after FTL jump. What are you doing? Malik asked, eyes wide. Saving Earth, Decker replied. We'll jump to the planned coordinates, but the ship will detonate once we arrive. The data from your tablet will be transmitted to command before detonation. That's suicide, Torres protested. That's duty, Decker corrected him. If even one of those things reaches a populated world, the ship rocked again as more impacts hit the hull. Jump in 5 seconds, the AI announced. Kira looked at her tablet one last time. The final frame of Reyes' log showed the captain smiling with inhuman teeth. They're coming, Reyes whispered. And they're hungry. The stars outside the viewport stretched into lines as the FTL drive engaged.